Everybody know what day it is. It's Friday night. And welcome to another episode of the Good Brothers Media Podcast right here at Churchill Smoke Shop. We got a special guest right here.
Yeah, the
The
shit
scandal
starter.
tip. I know, right. That was funny. That was real funny. We
If
got Mr.
y'all,
Eric
if you
Glasper.
know Eric, you know Eric. What's going on, Eric?
Yeah,
Man.
it's rough in the sweat. And
Oh,
also,
yeah.
as always, got my right hand man, my partner in crime, Mr. P. Powell to the third power, Mr. Preston Howell the third.
Man, what's going on, brothers? Always good to see y'all on a Good Friday. Before we get started, just a cigar of the week right here. It's 33 Oaks by our good friend Oscar at GTO. Head scout Abe is the rep in the area. If you're not familiar with this stick, just take a look at this video right here.
Welcome to Churchill Smoke Shop Cigar of the Week. This week's cigar is GTO 33 Oaks. Experience the captivating allure of GTO 33 Oaks Maduro cigar. Come down to the hill where GTO 33 Oaks Maduro cigars is for sale and elevate your smoking enjoyment.
With that being said, guys, we just finished having a little spirited debate here at the shop, talking about, the Katt Williams thing.
This interview with Katt Williams is the best interview that I've ever seen in my whole entire life. 2024 is starting off with a bang, let me tell you. Katt Williams did not leave any stone unturned in this interview. I mean, he has been exposing stuff for years and everybody wanted to call him crazy. But this one, he's literally exposing it all. He talks about P. Diddy's parties and how famous people go there for money. He talks about Chris Tucker being on Jeffrey Epstein's island. He talks about Harvey Weinstein. He talks about Kanye and how they try to label him as crazy. I mean, he literally talks about it all. He even talks about how the government works and how actually crazy it is, and how the elites work in society. Which is nothing new with Katt Williams. He has been trying to tell us this stuff for years. But this one, he is laying it all out, leaving nothing left out. And I want to post this whole video so bad, but it is entirely too long and there's so many good pieces of this. So if you have not watched this whole entire Katt Williams interview, definitely go watch it. Because now you can see why they try to label someone as crazy and blackball them when honestly, they are true and they are telling facts, just like Katt Williams has always done, and now everybody's starting to see. 2024 is starting with a big bang. Drop in the comments and tell me what y'all think of this Katt Williams interview.
And then it led into other stuff to rap and everything else. But, before we get started, Chad, I never got your take on, because I heard a little bit of Eric's take when we were sitting arguing at the bar. What you thought about the interviews?
I mean, I thought it was a lot of transparency, because it was a lot of coincidences. Because you look at Ricky Smiley, what did he play in first Sunday? You know what I'm saying? Look at Martin Lawrence, what did he play in? What is it? The movie about being the FBI agent.
Yeah,
and then
Big Mouth.
Then he went on to do other big movies such as Blue Streak, of course, Bad Boys, and things of that nature like that. Steve Harvey. I mean, he ain't that funny. You know what I'm saying? I saw the same skit that Mark Curry did. Mark Curry did on comedy.
Yeah.
The same skit that said it. The same one that said said entertainer took from Katt Williams. I saw it on Comic View years ago. It was on BET on Friday night. I think it came on every day. I think it was 6:30, something like that, 7:00.
Yeah.
So a bunch of coincidences.
Well, what was that? There's a line in The Incredibles when Flash was messing with the teacher. The teacher said, "Coincidence? I think not."
Right.
Man, look, I told him what I thought. I mean, I think what Ray said is the best statement. He said, "Hey, it's about 80% that's true, 75% is true, and a lot of the rest of it is just embellished to add more jokes to it." But to me, it's just the premise of what he was saying to me was just true. Because I don't know if a lot of you here on the Good Brothers podcast know this, but my brother was a comic. He's done Comic View. He was second place he was in Louisiana, funniest man. In fact, the person he lost to is Kim Jong-il. What's his name? The guy from The Hangover. That's who
Yeah.
beat my brother as the funniest man in Louisiana. My brother, he got first, my brother got second. And you see what happens. He goes on to become a big time star.
Right.
But some of the stuff that Katt kind of alluded to by some of these people, my brother had said similar things about them. I'm talking about back in the 90s, late 90s. So I knew about Sid stealing jokes. I knew that people really didn't like Steve Harvey. They didn't think he was funny, And the only thing I didn't know about, and I mentioned these guys, I didn't know nothing about Ricky Smiley. The Ricky Smiley stuff, I had no idea about that stuff. And then, like I told him, that's not really a big deal, except for I think the problem he had with that was that he on Shay's show, he said he had the role. That kind of probably rubbed Katt the wrong way to say that, but what's your thoughts about it, Eric?
Well, Ice Cube said he didn't have the role.
Right.
And then when he was talking to his manager 20 years ago, on his show, on the morning show, he gave Katt all his props or whatever, right? But his manager said that everybody rehearsed for the role, whatever, and Katt blew him away. But I don't recall his manager say he had the role.
Yeah, and I think that might have rubbed Katt the wrong way that he said
that he had the role.
That he had the role. Yeah. Now back up a little bit. Eric, what you smoking today, man? Because I told everybody what the cigar of the week is. This 33 Oaks. Gotta try it.
I'm smoking one of these good old faithful Fugly. You never,
Yeah, you never go wrong with a Fugly.
Never ever.
And I know Tony over there, he get mad when they don't be here on time, but I ain't got no choice. I make them.
Guess what? I got the last three, so he kind of pissed off at me.
Well, they'll be here. Actually, the lady called like Monday, so they already got some coming. So,
what was really funny about that about Katt Williams and Ricky Smiley was, so he said he signed a contract or whatever, right? And the next movie that they play in, Ricky Smiley will be in a dress. And he was in the dress the next movie, which was funny. I was like,
right,
man, did he really sign a contract about Ricky Smiley being in the dress? So that was funny to me too.
Yeah, something going on with the thing over there. Yeah, that's crazy. That's wild. There, that's wild. But it's one of those things where obviously he hit a lot of nerves, but I didn't mention this earlier, but if you notice, I said, I think Eric said it too. You notice how the responses have been. Nobody has flat out said he lying.
He's lying. Nobody.
And nobody said. They always say, "Well, he just hurt. He just, It's like one of the people like you don't want to make him mad because he knows stuff. And
he does know stuff because once upon a time he was the it guy in the industry. Because he chose not to be a part of the quote unquote status quo.
Yes.
That allowed him to become the black sheep of the industry and be blackballed, to a certain degree.
Right.
Like the Kevin Hart interview, talking about, hold yourself accountable for your own actions, but yet and still, Kevin Hart, what did you do?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What have you done?
Because none of Kevin Hart people are famous. He the only one famous. And that's what he was saying on Club Say Say. He said that none of Kevin Hart's friends and partners who he quote unquote put on, none of them are famous. He also said the same thing about Tyler Perry, right? Where you can go and see people that they be around at Kroger's and stuff without security because people really don't know them because they're not famous. But that's what he was saying about that too, as well.
But at the same time, like you're right, but then it goes back to the people who done put the work in the industry, like a Eddie Murphy. You know what I'm saying? Then you go back in the gap like the Red Foxes, and I can't think of my man name. I'm talking about especially the earlier part when these black comedians on SNL, and then when BET Comic View came along, those earlier days of BET Comic View, with the markers and what's his name? I can't think of his name. He's real funny. God, I can't think of his name. But those earlier comedians, you know what I'm saying? Y'all following legacies, you know what I'm saying? Them cats, they had the same opportunity, whether they chose it or not.
Right.
But again, what did you do?
But you know what though? Brandon Mack warned all the comedians before he left here, right? He was like, beware who you tell your jokes around because people are stealing. And I saw that today on Instagram. I was like, Brandon Mack knew that back then. You know these comedians been stealing.
Yeah.
And that's the number one sin for a comedian. Steal somebody's joke. I mean, you can't. I mean, look, that is taboo. Taking
Right.
somebody's joke. I mean, I'll even tell you a story about Martin Lawrence beating a dude up backstage, stealing his joke. Didn't know Martin was still in the house and stole his joke. You know, and that, I don't know if people have been noticing, but people have been printing receipts. They showing videos. They showing you, who was that? You just said, Chad, earlier. You saw, some of Katt Williams jokes that he did on Comic View, said
Right.
the entertainer you.
Right.
So it's just, people just got this thing now where, you get on these podcasts and you say things, and these, especially you go on Shay, and the one he got with Shay and what is it called, After Hours with Chad Johnson?
I think so. I'm not
Oh
sure.
no, Ocho Cinco, yeah. Oh man, Nightcap, yeah, that shit right there is so goddamn funny, man. That is hilarious.
Give it arenas on that too. Give it arenas you going in.
That stuff, bro. Is, so these things, they get more viral than, and there's already bad blood already there. You can see that because, Katt been coming after Kevin Hart for a while.
But he's not the only one though. Mike Epps been coming after Kevin Hart as well.
Yeah,
there gotta be some truth behind it. Mike Epps, Kevin Hart. Yeah. I mean, Mike Epps and Katt Williams, both of them coming after Kevin Hart.
Yeah. So I mean, you got to be, there's a level of truth to it. I do think for the sake of being on this podcast and talking to Shay and going off, that he might have, some people call it a few stray bullets, but the baseline of what he talking about, most of that stuff I had already heard a while back. So it wasn't like, I was being informed of something that, hey, this is new, this just happened. No, most of that is, pretty much, from my standpoint, it's commonplace. Most people in the industry knew. Hey, Eric, I don't know if you saw this, try to switch the subject just for a second. Do y'all, I know I sent it to Chad, but did you see the video of the group out eating dinner, and the husband there with his wife, and of course her friends celebrating somebody's birthday, and the other ladies expected that lady husband to pay for everybody?
Man.
People are mad at this group of women for trying to make this man pay for everyone on the table just because he's a male. So this man and his wife invited a couple of friends to this woman's birthday, and the whole bill came out to $700 at this restaurant.
I'm sorry, you're the only man at this table. Why are we doing separate tax? It's all women here.
And when it came time to pay, this man and his wife said they're okay paying for the woman who had her birthday, but everyone else should pay for themselves.
No, but I'm not responsible for paying everybody. I got the birthday girl.
But you invited everybody.
However, instead, these women weren't happy with this and wanted the men to pay for everyone on the table, leaving him and his wife with a $700 bill.
Shan, you being cheap. Are you kidding me right now? You're honestly being cheap right now. Okay.
And when he said he doesn't want to pay and his wife invited them, not him, their argument was he should pay because he's the only man on the table.
You invited all of us.
I didn't invite you. Ernestine invited you. Okay, I'm responsible for who I brought.
Okay, you're the only man at the table.
Now people are mad at these women for having the audacity to say they're not paying, along with walking out without paying their bill, even though he said he wasn't going to pay.
I ain't see that video, but when I was in Atlanta, right, they had a story where this dude took his girlfriend out for her birthday, right?
Yeah.
She invited all her friends. And
yeah.
So when they got time to pay for the dinner or whatever, right? He only paid for his girlfriend. His girlfriend got mad because he wouldn't pay for her friends. So I was like, man, these women really think most guys be tricking like this.
Yeah, see, I don't know where that come from. I know, Chad, you saw the video, didn't you? Because I said, yeah, we was all conversing on it, me, him, and the head scout. I sent it to you, Eric. You can probably check your email and see it. But man, I don't know where that came from, where that started. This idea of, first of all, you're going to eat somewhere that you can't afford. I don't understand that at all. And this arbitrarily just, I'm assuming from her husband's standpoint, like, look, I'm on fucking one of y'all table, and that's my wife. How do y'all get the audacity to think that I'm going to pay for all y'all? And I was happy. I was happy that his wife stood up for him. His wife stood up to him. His wife said, "Y'all need to get some husbands. You're going to somebody pay for your meal." Then the other lady.
I said, at least his wife stood up for him.
Yeah, that's what I thought was the best part about that. His wife did stand up for him, and that didn't make it as bad as it could have been. But she stood up for him and it's like, no. And and it was $700. I think that was top $700. Looked like it's about 6 or 7 of them. Something like, but that's wild to me. I don't know where this audacity comes from, and especially when you see this particular video, we aired it. These are supposed to be. These are not ratchet girls doing it. Like, y'all know better than that. Don't make no sense whatsoever.
I just think, man, some of these women get that from. There's a lot of tricks out here, man.
It is.
So they expect everybody to do the same way. Like, for instance, and this happened to me recently. This female. We talking the phone outside once or whatever, right? And I said, someone give me some wings or whatever, right? She said, okay, bring me some wings. I'm like, man, I don't know you like that. I ain't did. We ain't hear hands from you. I ain't want no guy to be tricking like that.
Right.
Real with it. I ain't no suck out there. It's a lot of suckers out there, man.
Hey, if you're familiar with Club Shay Shay, he talked about some girl ordered dinner, and he said she asked him what go good with lobster. Shay Shay said, I told her a condom. Because you get that lobster, you come to the house. That was hilarious. But I see they still getting rowdy over there now. Huh?
Mm-hmm. I just don't want them to think they sit beside a trick there, because I ain't no trick.
Chad, you got anything else on that? Anything?
No, just it's like this. Like we talked about in the earlier podcast, man. Look, if it's one thing, if I got it and it's cool, if you with me, I don't mind. But I ain't finna do it every time, because first of all, you need to be worthy of going to even getting the best wings.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because get what? It's a difference getting Wingstop and going to get some crispy crunchy chicken. You know what I'm saying? You might catch 3 people from crispy crunchy chicken. And I ain't knocking crispy crunchy chicken because I eat crispy crunchy chicken.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it goes back to entitlement.
Yeah.
But first of all, what makes you worthy to be entitled to?
Yeah.
And that goes into a false sense of reality. That goes to a false sense of self, because you are not that.
Oh.
Now, if you are that, that's one thing.
I think that's the thing that rubs me the wrong way, is that it used to be only the elite that had that kind of attitude. The elite of the elite. Now it's like everyone around the way got the same attitude. Like, no, that don't work. But I agree with Eric. But it's just these young cats tricking like that. It's y'all young dudes doing that, Eric.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. So guess what? I'm gonna be correct with y'all. I'm gonna be straight up with y'all, man. I know I'm gonna start talking, man. Now I got teenager sons, man. You got sons. I pray for my boys all the time, because they might not never get married, because nowadays you got hoes raising hoes. If I can say it on your podcast, my bad.
No, you can say it. Speak what you feel.
Amen.
It's unfiltered.
Women, you got women be like, ain't no good men out here. But shit, they're raised by hoes. Shit, you got hoes raising hoes. Like, it's a cycle that goes around, man. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good point. That's a damn good point. That's a damn good point. That's probably the root of all of it. That's the root of all of it.
You got your word, so you got to always.
Yeah, and it creates toxic cycles.
Yeah.
Yes.
And false expectations.
Oh,
unrealistic expectations, rather.
So women
Yeah.
said out there, you know, good men out there. Say, look who raised them. Y'all raised them. They're the one that y'all raised these mamas girls to be like this.
Yeah.
Y'all raised these kids to be like this.
And they being like that too. Yeah, that's wild. That's wild.
Cause I was like, I'm one of them guys, man. I consider myself being a great guy. I raised with my grandmother. My grandmother, right?
Mhm.
She raised no hoe. So just, I'm just saying, like,
That's real talk. That's real talk.
hey,
That's real talk. Real talk.
that's
Well, guys,
crazy.
y'all got anything else?
No, man, I'm gonna sit back and relax and decompress in my last hurrah.
Yeah, before you got to get back to the grind, huh?
Yeah, man. Yeah, my last hurrah.
Well,
Drinking these old fashions and
Yeah.
and soaking
But
up
y'all
the
remember
conversations.
the 33 Oaks, the cigar of the week? I'm smoking one of Z cigars, 708, one of those 708s.
Lunatic torch for me.
Yeah.
well, thanks for inviting me to the podcast. It get better later.
Yeah.
I'll be having a lot to talk about.
Well, look, whenever you're around, I tell you, I see you the link. You just hop on with us. We always talking about something. Always talking about something. Yeah. With that being said, guys, remember, comment, like, subscribe. Tell us what you think about the Katt Williams interview. What you think about them ladies expecting the other lady husband to pay for their meal during the birthday dinner. I'm sure I've had some ladies comment on that and, give me some input thinking like, well, maybe they thought he was paying because they invited him. Come on, man. If you got a daughter out there, make sure you let her know you don't go nowhere without being able to pay for your own stuff.
Women that think that way are childish. I'm gonna say that to me.
Huh?
In my opinion, women that think that a man should pay for their somebody else who to pay for their stuff is childish.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Come on, man.
Yeah. Get a husband if you want that. You want that kind of protection. Yeah. No, before I go out, those
kind of women will be paid for the rest of their life.
There was a podcast of a husband and wife. They were doing it together, and they were talking about protection. And the wife said, she told her husband they do this podcast together. She said, I hope that if my friends are with me and you're with us, that you would extend that protection to them. He cut off right. They said, Said, no. He said, you're my wife. I protect you. He said, I can't protect them. He said, well, I go over there trying to protect them, and something happened to me. Now you don't have a husband no more. Our kids don't have a father no more. He kind of laid it out for that, if you want a man's protection, you got to get under a man's authority at some point.
Right. That's a whole nother conversation for another day.
Yeah, we get a lady on it to go back and forth with that. With that being said, man, I don't have nothing else.
Hey, man. Hey, y'all. We thank everybody. Happy New Year again. Remember to like, subscribe, and share. Hey, if y'all, and anything y'all want to see us talk about, please leave it down in the comment section below. Again, Eric Glassman, Scam, we appreciate you. Until next time, y'all.